Freakonomics.
There's this word that Levitt hates, bias, but I like it, so I'll use it. So there's a very basic concept of confirmation bias, which is that when you hear a story, whether it's a story with numbers or a story without numbers, that confirms your bias, you pay a lot more attention to it and give it a lot more weight. So if you are a believer that, if you believe that, everybody should be pro-choice for ideological or political or moral reasons, and then you hear an argument like this one, Roe v. Wade and the legalization of abortion, even though it's kind of an empirical argument, you are going to confirm your bias and feel that that empirical argument is valid. If, however, you're on the opposite side of the aisle, you are going to learn to forget it or argue with it. And that's just the way the human brain works. And really, if it didn't, I don't think we would have any value at all, because what we do is actually point out that that is the way the human brain works, and that what you need to do is turn off your confirmation bias. So I think if we have anything to offer to the world, which we almost certainly don't, it's that we have no horse in any race at all. And that most of what people hear about the world, whether it's about a product or about a government solution or whatever it is coming from people who have an incentive to tell you that story. And we don't really have that. We're, you'll have to take our word for it, but we're essentially honest brokers. Like, we don't have a position on abortion. We don't have a position on global warming. We don't have a position on what you should name your baby. What we do have is a kind of curiosity to find out how all those things work and then tell the truth about it. And some people might love us one day and hate us the next. Some people hate us every day of the week. But we can operate in good conscience knowing that we're just trying to figure out what actually happens in the world and not try to convert people in any way to what we believe about anything.
Our incentives, unlike everyone else's, are to be honest about it, right? Because we built our whole reputation on, if we're honest about this issue and we're honest about this other issue, then people will believe us, we're honest about everything. So the worst thing we could do, the only way we can ruin our reputation, is by starting to take sides in fights. And so, in some sense, we're this peculiar beast which actually has the right incentives to just seek the truth and not have an agenda other than that.
Yeah, and politically, it gets people all very confused, because a lot of progressives and liberals from the first book who read the argument about abortion and crime, which is this very jarring notion that legalized abortion produced less crime. People who were pro-choice for a variety of reasons saw this research and took that as another reason to embrace the pro-choice position. And part of their fundamental concept of their position is that the government should keep its hands off me, off my body, off my behavior, off my life. But then when we write about global warming in the new book, there are a lot of progressives and liberals who really feel strongly that we should be doing a lot more than we're doing to address global warming. But in this case, the prescription is for the government to put its hands all over my body and my behavior and my life and my consumption. So even though those two things would seem to be diametrically opposed, for us we're writing about them topic to topic. But for people who are kind of ideologically attached to issues, it's very confusing, and so they get mad at us.